Hey guys, it's One Key, and tonight I am going to do my first ever vlog. And my vlog tonight is going to be more of a rant than anything than than what a normal vlog would be. But you could say most vlogs are rants. And it's brought to you by the power of Mountain Dew. All right, so tonight I want to talk about because I recently just watched the Samsung Galaxy first H2K game. First off, I would like to say congratulations to SKT and Samsung Galaxy for making it to the finals, Worlds 2016, and that I actually can't wait to see it. I hope there's some crazy picks that we haven't seen yet that are still pulled out. I really do. If Misfortune is the only crazy pick we've seen, then to me this is actually a bust on Worlds, even though we'll have either our third SKT skin package, or we'll have a second Samsung package. So that's okay. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. Congratulations! Can't wait to see the finals. Hope you guys have some crazy picks up your sleeve to pull out, other than Misfortune support. Which, by the way, awesome. I wouldn't have seen that coming a mile away. At least I wouldn't have. Probably the other pros have. But I want to talk about how the West will never win a World Championship as long as they keep playing the East style of game. And what I mean by that is that they look at all the teams look at the meta, but the problem is they look at the meta as how can we get the best, how can we get the most damage during the most optimal times of the game, like if we want an early game draft, all that stuff. So they kind of play towards math and all that stuff. And the problem is that when you play towards that style, towards optimization, trying the best comp ever at certain times, like the 15-minute mark, mid to late game or late game comp. You try to get a snowball comp together. The East will always win. And the reason why I say that is because at the core of the game, the core mechanics, the Eastern teams have always shown that they have a better understanding of the core mechanics. Sorry. And that they can make split second decisions better than the Western teams, and that will always reign true. And the reason why this is because Western teams have to waste their time during the season doing things for sponsors and other stuff so that the players can make money. Eastern teams don't have to deal with that. And the reason why that is because the East has a culture that is already built around esports. They have They have TV channels dedicated to playing, tournaments. You could go there now and probably watch a StarCraft 2 tournament on some crazy channel. I don't know, but to them, it's esport legends are like celebrities. Like we have celebrities in wrestling. Like everybody knows Hulk Hogan. Blah 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 blah. That's what gamers are in the East. The problem is the West will never have that. At least at the moment. The way it's trending, it looks like it may change towards that. But if the West wants to get to a point where they can spend all their time, all their players' extra time, and not have, like, the players can train to be better players instead of having to use their extra time to deal with sponsor events or having to stream to make extra money. I mean, it's ridiculous when you have to supplement your income by streaming, which then you have to please a crowd of people, which technically I'm doing by being on YouTube. I'm trying to please a crowd of people. But when you're doing it on Twitch or doing it live, you have to kind of please a crowd of people unless you're really popular, and then you can kind of do whatever you want, but still there still has to be that fun factor. There still has to be that wow factor, like, oh, he's doing this crazy thing, whatever. The East doesn't have to worry about that. The players are paid for what they're worth, and in North America and in Europe, the players, in my belief, even though they're paid probably a lot more than I think, I still don't think they're paid what they're worth and what their time is worth, because they have to spend all their off time. Basically, either they have to sacrifice all their off time to be a better player, which means they're not going to stream on Twitch. They're going to be Not going to be able to do sponsor events like the Geico commercials I've seen that TSM did. That's stuff all the players had to take out of their time out of their day to do that stuff when they could have been doing when instead of doing that, they could have been doing other stuff to make them better players in League of Legends. So that's why I feel like the West is never going to be on the same level as East when it comes down to core mechanics, because at the moment, and probably for the next 5 years, the West is going to have to deal with that, and that's kind of not fair. It kind of makes Worlds to me a little boring, because once we get past the quarterfinals, unless there are no Korean teams or Eastern teams in, then to me it's kind of like, which Eastern team will win? Well, I have my 5th SKT skin bundle pack that I have to purchase in in a couple months. Well, I have my 3rd AHQ skin, because who knows, they may make a comeback next year, who cares? But, and I'm talking years in the future where, the North finally gets around to getting its head out its butt and can actually pay players to become better players. Now, here's my thing where here's the thing where my rant kind of takes a 180. And I'm going to talk about innovation. And innovation to me is pulling out the surprise picks, like Misfortune support and Ash mid, like back in Season 1. Alright? The East doesn't have that. Yes, we see bits and pieces from the LCK, the LPL, where we see matches during the week where they pull out a Rant, like they try to make a Teemo, and then they pull out a Teemo pick, and then make a Teemo pick work every now and then. But the East kind of sticks towards what the meta is, and they kind of help define the meta, but Riot ultimately sets the meta. But I don't think the East has much innovation, and the West, to me, has always been teams that pull out the interesting picks, like Annie support, Brand support, Nautilus support, Shen support. I know this is all support roles. We had Soraka mid lane. We would have never seen any of this. The West mostly picks innovative picks when they want wins, or they're trying to be they're trying to throw the other team off. And I feel like this is where the West loses it, is because when it comes down to the world stage, they go, oh man, these innovative picks are great or whatever, and because we've innovated them, the East has also picked them up and has seen that they're strong. We blazed the trail for all these picks, but we've given all these innovative picks to the people that have better core mechanics than us. So here's the problem. You put new people into the meta, you put new champions into the meta to be played, and you kind of reveal it all to the people that can play the game better than you at a core level. And then the weird thing is that you stop pulling innovative picks out. You really do. This world's outside of the Misfortune support, which I don't think anybody saw coming outside of who was talking to who in scrims. Like, outside of, the teams that are still in it. I don't think anybody saw Misfortune. It was probably whispered, blah, blah, blah. We all heard whispers of it. Like, oh, I guess, this was leaked from from their camp, today. But no one really thought it was A, going to be a viable pick, and then B, it was going to be a winnable pick. That was amazing. Rox did a great job by picking it. But here's my thing, they introduced it, and now everybody's going to play it. Everybody's going to play it, everybody's going to master it. We got a week until the finals, I think, or a week and a half. We're going to see Misfortune support, but then there's, SKT will know a counter, or Samsung will know a counter. So we'll have a counter in a week or two. And then more counters are going to crop up, blah, blah, blah. We might see Sivir support or something for the shield. I don't know. I really don't know, and I really don't care. Because the West needs to be more innovative if they want to win. If they want to win, and here's how I'd look at it. If I was a Western team coming into the entire Worlds event, I would make sure my players, like if I owned a team, I'd make sure coming in the Worlds, like I owned a North American team, we made it to Worlds, first, second, third seed, whatever, because really all the seedings don't matter. I mean, TSM went out in the group stage, CLG went out in the group stage, Cloud9, the third seeded team, I think they were third seeded. Yeah, third seeded team made it to the made it to the knockout stage. Samsung, third seeded team, made it to the finals. So, really, in all this matter of fact, I mean, G2, first seed team out of EU, fell hard on their face in group stage. So, it doesn't really matter what spot you're in at this point. You make it to Worlds, you make it to Worlds. And here's what I would do if I'm a Western team. I would come in and make sure my players know every meta champion in their lane. And then we know the meta team comps. But here's what I do. I would have innovative picks for every lane. Like, this current patch that they're playing on made top lane a little bit more viable. Made it, we haven't seen a Gangplank this whole time because, Gangplank's gonna get shut down by, Rumbles and stuff, and Cannons and things like that, and Jace. They've made it so that we have these range again. Why haven't we seen a Karthus? Now you may be going, why Karthus? Does nobody remember? I think Dyrus played Karthus in Season 3 on the world stage. I mean, or he played against it, something like that. But where's the Karthus? Karthus can be a tanky AP mage that can play in the top lane that's ranged, help set up ganks with his wall slow. Even if he dies, he still has the threat of his ultimate, threat of his Qs. I mean, you get in close to him with a Jace or something, or another melee champion, like a Poppy, and he's got his area of effect damage. I mean, why haven't we seen a Karthus? That's one big champion that I've been surprised. I haven't done a vlog about any of this before coming in the world, saying like what I would like to see, but that was one champion I was hoping we would see this Worlds, because they made mages a little bit better, and we haven't seen a Karthus in the top lane. I really think he could have done well in the top lane. I think he would have been a surprise pick that would do really well. Another pick that I'm surprised we really haven't seen, Galio. Another thing that you could probably flex in the top lane as well. I'm surprised we haven't seen a Nautilus, maybe in the jungle. We saw a Nocturne, which was interesting. But I'm surprised we haven't seen more of him. Surprised we haven't seen more of other, what was it? Surprised we haven't seen some other things. Like we saw brand support once. Surprised we haven't really seen that again. I mean, Albus Nox played it, and then they got banned. It got like perma-banned forever against them. But I'm surprised other teams haven't picked it up. I'm surprised we haven't seen an Annie at all this Worlds. I mean, you want another mage support that can that can, in the late game, be another damage threat, but also brings crowd control. There's Annie with her target stun, AoE stun. I mean, there's a lot of things that they could be thrown in. And the reason why they're not is because I feel like all the innovative teams are out. And the reason why they're out is because they didn't play towards their strengths of being innovative. Like, if we had the Cloud9 that had, like, Elimination High, I'm pretty sure they'd be in the finals. If we had a TSM that was a little bit more innovative and actually cared about playing a game, because, I did a VOD on their last game that they played against RNG, and there was a lot of mistakes. And if you want to watch it, go and watch it. It's in my channel. But they really seem to not care on the last day. But they could have had some innovative picks. I really think that the West could pull out a really good World Championship if they just stick to their strengths, and their strength is being innovative. Don't play towards the Eastern game of trying to play in the meta and trying to out-meta the people that play the game, that play the meta better than you at every level. Don't do it. Bring in weird stuff. Like, look at this. I have a J4 in my background. Why haven't we seen a J4? I mean, amazing crowd control, kind of threatened. You know, look at it. I also have an Akali. Why haven't we seen an Akali? Why haven't we seen a Kassadin? I'm surprised we haven't seen Kassadin once this Worlds. Who else? In the jungle. The kind of counter Nidalee and her being everywhere on the map and her stealing everything. Why haven't we seen like a Nunu or something? I mean, yeah, he's not as fast, but he can clear faster. So one of the fastest clears. Ivern, not allowed to play Ivern, so blah. Another pick, I'm kind of surprised. It's a clutch pick, whatever. But a Mordekaiser, Shen. I'm surprised we haven't seen a Shen. Even the top lane, I'm surprised we haven't seen a Shen. There are a lot of things that could be played and that probably should be played as innovative picks that we haven't seen this World, and that's what makes it kind of upsetting to me. Because I feel like if the West stuck to their innovation, especially now, I think if H2K had pulled out some crazy picks, we'd have seen something. But if we stick towards, I think if the West stick towards their innovation, they might not win next Worlds, but I believe they'll be able, if they stick towards an innovation type of, like an innovation-centered mind where you're the ones that kind of break the meta and then make a new meta, and you keep breaking every meta you set, you're going to throw all these Eastern teams out their block, because even though they may be good at a core, they may be better at a core basis than everybody else, if you keep breaking if you keep throwing things at them that they don't see on a daily basis, you're going to break them. You're going to break them quick. You're going to break them fast. I mean, SKT, they lost that game with the Misfortune support because they're not used to that. They're used to playing meta picks. The East is used to playing meta. You throw something that isn't meta at them, and you're great at it, breaks them. And it breaks them hard. And I feel like if the West wants to actually have a shot at winning a Worlds, that's what they need to do. Alright? So it wasn't as long as I thought it would be. Kind of got everything off my chest. So, recap. West needs to be more innovative and not play the Eastern styles game of just trying to out-meta the meta. Alright, guys. I'm One Key. That's all I got. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.